shot by Travis Matthews, who is an amazing photographer, as we know, and it turned out so well. And Lala has been so amazing throughout this whole process. So we're very excited to speak with her. Let me see if I have to invite her again. Hold on.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Hi.
Wait, can you see me? Can you hear me?
We can see and hear you.
Perfect. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get situated. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, hold on now. Oh, this is how this works. I see now. Okay. Hi.
Right. Hi. I love the hair. I love the
Thank
makeup.
you. Oh my God, it was chaos here just now trying to get ready. And today is my son's first high school basketball game. So I'm just like going crazy and super excited about it. But hi everybody.
Hi. Are you does that mean you're in Brooklyn or in New York?
Yes,
right now?
I'm back in New York. I've been in LA for a while shooting this Eddie Murphy movie, which has been like the most incredible experience. And I got back because Cayenne's first game is today, and I got to be a crazy mom cheering and going wild.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun. My daughter she's about to be 5, and she takes dance class. So
I love that. I love that. I'm literally the crazy parent in the crowd, like losing my mind about everything.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you today. So thank you so much for
Thank you. I'm always excited to talk to you guys, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on the cover and share my story. It's been such amazing feedback. So many people have called me and said, they know someone or had a family member that experienced something, or them themselves, and they didn't know how to handle it. So it just feels really great, the feedback and everything. It's really exciting.
Yeah. I mean, that's great, and congrats on the cover. It came out so amazingly, and we really appreciate you sharing your story with us. So, and I'm really happy to speak with you today. I know that you are, one of the reasons why you did want to share this story is because you really wanted to show people the importance of kind of taking care of your health and prioritizing your health, and not things off in the way that we can often do, especially as mothers and things like that. So yeah, maybe we should start from kind of the beginning. Like, so before all of this happened, which was in June, it was around Memorial Day weekend. You had kind of been dealing with the situation for a few years, correct? Like you had had this condition. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like when you first found out and things like that?
So I was actually filming 90210 in Vancouver. And I don't know if people know this, but anytime you start a new movie or TV series, you have to get a physical. You have to get cleared by the doctor for insurance purposes or whatever. So a doctor came in my trailer and examined me and was just like, has anyone ever talked to you about your heart and your heartbeat? And I'm looking at him like, no. And he's like, I really would love to send you down to the emergency room. I'm like, the emergency room? I'm not going to the emergency room right now. I got to go film these scenes. I got to work. I was like, I'm not doing that. And he was like, well, I'm just telling you, this is something you need to get checked out right away. So he had put it on my mind, and I was, concerned about it. So when I got back to New York, I really started doing more research and saw a cardiologist and realized, that I had the PVCs, which are premature ventricular premature ventricular, what's the C again? No. Yes, exactly. Contractions. I'm all over the place. So he was saying my heart in a 24-hour period was beating like 30,000 extra beats, which was like terrifying. And he was like, how do you live like this? Your heart is racing all day long and you feel it. But like anything else in life, I only know my heart, so I don't know what your heart feels like. I don't know. And I knew it would be moving so fast, but I would tell myself, it's because I work too much. It's because I don't sleep. It's because of this. It's because of that. And I said in the article, a lot of us like to self-diagnose all the time. Like we're the doctors. We don't need doctors. We're the doctors. So I was like, oh, it's just because I'm overworked and I need to sleep more and I this. And he was like, no, you have to have a cardiac ablation right away. And I still ignored it because who wants to voluntarily go in for surgery on their heart? Like that's the scariest thing you can even think of. So I didn't want to do it. I was terrified. I hate needles. I hate all of this stuff. I'm like, this is too scary. And then one day I didn't have a choice because, like you said, on Memorial Day, we had a barbecue here at my house. My family's crazy, music, everybody's having fun. And I just felt super like lightheaded and dizzy. And I've never felt like that before. And my cousin and Cayenne were like, you just don't look like yourself. And they called the ambulance. I'm like, why are you guys calling the ambulance? Like, this is so dramatic. Like, what's going on? They're like, no, you don't see yourself right now. And they rushed in here and took me right to the hospital, and that started the whole process.
Okay. And so I mean, that's so scary. It's it sounds like it was something where you felt like you could like put it off, or like it would like what was your thought process when you heard from the doctor that he wanted to take you there? Were you just like, I know you're saying I'm so busy.
My thought process was like probably most people, I have so many other things to do right now. I have to take care of my son. I have to film this scene. I have another, movie to do. I have another TV series to do. Everything was always coming before what I needed to do for me. And that's why I feel like with the Self magazine cover story, to me, it's more about learning to put yourself first and not so much about just having a heart condition and getting surgery for it. It's just about putting yourself first and not feeling guilty about it, not feeling bad about it, because so many of us, we don't put ourselves first, and crazy things could happen. And I remember my mom saying, something can happen to you. You're not going to be good for your son. You're not going to be good for your friends. You're not going to be good for your family. So you have to take care of yourself. And I think that's really the message I wanted the article to get across. And I wanted, talking to you to get across, is like, especially as women, like putting ourselves first and being okay with it and taking time out for us and focusing on what's important for our health, our mental health, all of those things.
Yeah, so important. And one thing that really struck me from reading the piece, which, by the way, for anyone who hasn't read it, it was written by this very lovely, wonderful journalist, Yvette Dion.
So great.
Yeah, you guys had such an amazing conversation.
Yeah, she was so great.
Yeah. But one thing that stuck out to me was when you had said that Cayenne,
yep.
was kind of the person who convinced you to call the ambulance, actually go into the emergency room. And I'm wondering, as a mother, like, how was that kind of when your son is like recognizing that you're like,
that was the final piece. Once Cayenne said, Ma, I really want you to go, it was like, say no more. My son is saying I need to go, and I got to go. I don't want him to be concerned or worried. Like, I have to go. So once Cayenne said that, it was just like everything got quiet. And I was just like, all right, I have to go. And he came to the hospital and was there every step of the way, which was, great to have his support. But yeah, once my kids said it, I was like, oh, it's no playing around right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, how did you have such a strong support system? Obviously, like we can see that and sense that even as just fans. And I love how Yvette put it. She basically said that you're everyone's best friend. You're all friends. Support network. Like, how did they take it?
Oh, I mean, I didn't tell a lot of people at first because I know how my friends are. They would get on planes and rush there. So I didn't tell everyone at first. I'm the kind of person, I like being there for everyone else, but I don't like all the attention on me. And if I call someone, has that conversation, go, hey, La, what you doing? Oh, I'm in the hospital. I'm about to have surgery on my heart. Like, it's just like, how do you even get into that? So I didn't tell everyone at first, but eventually, my closest crew knew about it and was so supportive. Some came, some, FaceTimed all day long and just checked in. And it's great to have, that kind of support and just recognize how many people love you and want you to be healthy and okay.
And since the cover has come out, it sounds like you've been getting a lot of good feedback and supportive feedback from everyone as well.
Right. Great feedback. And a lot of people saying, hey, I have something going on with myself that I've ignored. It might not even be a heart thing. It could be anything. Like I had something going on with myself, or I haven't been feeling like myself. This motivated me to go make a doctor's appointment or go, like, that's what it's about. The world is crazy, COVID, stress, coming out of a pandemic, still somewhat being in a pandemic. Like, there's so much going on that's kind of knocking us off from being just aligned and being okay, that you can't ignore when you don't feel like yourself or you feel off. Definitely don't ignore it.
So it's been months. So obviously the cover came out on Friday, but you've been a months-long process where you, close friends and your family have known, but the public hasn't known until now. But so how has it been over the last, I guess it's been 4, 5, 6 months?
It's been calm. I'm just so happy that, my heart is beating at a normal rate again. I don't feel the constant fluttering and racing and up and down in my chest. And it's like, wow, this is like a whole new world. Like, I just feel calm and at ease. And that's like what's most important. And still definitely making sure I follow up with the appointments and get checked out and make sure everything's good. And it's been great. So I don't have like any complaints. And I'm so grateful that the surgery's behind me. I was terrified for that to happen. I was just terrified for all of it. So I'm so glad I can look back, and someone asked what procedure. It was called a cardiac ablation. So I'm so glad that that's over with and I can just move on with my life. And I'm just paying attention to, taking care of myself and, paying attention to any signs that things might be a little off. And also really recognizing, and this is for everybody watching, like really recognizing when I need to take a day and just slow down. I work so much, and like, I used to never be able to say no and not be okay with it. Like understanding where I'm just burnt out and I need to just take a day and not like feeling so guilty about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You still seem pretty busy.
I'm busy, but trust me, like tomorrow, I think I have a day off, and my assistant was like, yeah, so we can do this tomorrow. I was like, actually, I just need the day off. Like, I just need to have the day off. So I'm getting better at saying that.
That's great. And that's like a really good lesson for all of us to remember. Not only just prioritizing your health, as in like go to those doctor's appointments, like yes, especially before the end of the year if you've got insurance and all that sort of stuff, mm-hmm, but also prioritizing your self-care. And if you know your body better than anyone else, so if you're, mm-hmm, feeling like you need to take a break.
Absolutely.
So one thing that you talked about, like one of the themes in the article is just about for Black women and Latinx women, both of which you've identified with, it can be hard for us to take that or feel like we can't have any vulnerabilities, or we're often just seen as kind of like a beacon of strength, and it's hard to show these signs of weaknesses. Mm-hmm. What advice do you have, or like what lessons did you kind of learn from this? I know you talked a little bit about it too, Yvette, but I found that really powerful, just like the theme of being okay with doing those things and taking that day.
Yeah, it's so important. And I just learned that what I said, like, if I'm not good, I'm not going to be good for my son. I'm not going to be good for my family, my friends. We're talking about work. I'm not going to be good for work. I'm not going to be good for anything. So it's like, you have to take care of yourself so you can show up for the people you love and the people that need you and care about you. It's just so important. So I learned that through this lesson. And I also learned not ignoring the signs and putting things off, because this could have ended a whole different way, and thankfully it turned out the way it is. I'm grateful to God every day and every night for that, but it could have been a different story. And it's just, about paying attention, putting yourself first, and realizing that you have to take care of you before you can take care of anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so important. You mentioned asked what procedure it was. So it's a cardiac ablation. Do you want to, mm-hmm, kind of, like, it sounded very intense.
Yeah, it was intense. So basically I was rushed to the emergency room, like I said, and then I had to have the surgery. And the thing is, most of the time when you have a cardiac ablation, you're awake. And that's why I didn't want to do it. The idea of having surgery on my heart and being awake terrified me. Like, I was just like, I can't be awake while you're doing this. I can't even get an IV. I'm the person whose hand is like shaking like this when I'm getting an IV. Like, I put needles as like my top 3 fears. I literally can't even do an IV. I'm like a crazy person. So I was like, I can't do IV, but I'm going to do